To me, that match was better than
Darby.
Go check it out, all of you folks.
After just seeing him one time, I got to say he's got to be one of the better sellers in the industry right now.
Oh, he's amazing.
I just want to see him get beat up all the time. I want to see him, just put him up against a giant. Do we even have a giant? Kenny Omega's like your giant, isn't he?
Luchasaurus.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Nyla Rose.
There you go. Yes. I would love to
that
see
might
him sell
Nyla
me
Rose.
on Nyla Rose, to be honest.
Even though Tony Khan.
Yeah, there won't be intergender.
I don't like that.
Couldn't you make a stipulation for Nyla Rose though? I don't know. I don't know how all of that goes, and I don't want to be stepping on toes.
But let's step on toes here with this final moment of this match. This is what everybody's talking about after the pay-per-view.
Sean Spears! He's in the ring. He's got a chair. What's going on? He's Cody's good friend from a long time ago. Oh, my God. He hit him with the chair. And, folks, it wasn't good.
Not only did he hit him with the chair, he cocked all the way back.
That was a loud fucking chair shot.
And Cody never even put his hands up. Just ducked his head to put his head straight at it.
You go ahead with your complaints, but I got something I do want to say.
Well, first thing I want to say is Tony Khan has come out and said that the chair was gimmicked. So, and I believe them. I don't think they're just saying that.
He hit him too low, is what it was.
Yeah, Cody or Sean or both of them fucked up that spot because I don't believe it was planned. Cody legitimately got 10 staples in his head. This was not planned. But I still think even if it was gimmicked, it's super unnecessary. At very least, Cody, put your hands up because it looks like it's real.
I honestly think Cody...
Nobody sees somebody swinging something at their head and just presents their head. It's like the fucking South Park episode with Miss Chokes on Dick.
Yeah.
And South Park saying, suck my balls. And she just looks at him and says, present them. It's like, what did Sean Spears just say? Present your head. And he's, all right.
No, see, what I honestly think Cody Rhodes turned the wrong way. I think Sean was kind of stationed in the ring a little bit to the other side, and so he didn't see him right away, so he didn't start to get his hands up.
I don't know, going back and watching it a second time, I think he was watching him for a while. I think he had.
It would make sense, though, because if he was supposed to turn the other way, Sean would have hit him differently. You know, you would have had to come at him with the chair from a different angle.
But why would he duck his head towards the chair and not put his hands up? Like, your instincts would be to put your hands up anyways.
He was probably trying to get to the gimmicked part. I don't know. It was the rim of the top of the chair is what caught the back of his head. But here's my thing. Right away, they showed him for a good 5-10 seconds on the ground. There was no blood.
And he wasn't bleeding.
And then they cut away from him. And I really think he could have bladed and fucked up the blading.
First of all, I've never known any single wrestler to blade the back of their head.
It didn't bleed for a while, though. That is what's weird to me.
But if you have ever actually busted open your head or even a lot of other parts of your body, when it's not like a straight razor cut and it's something that all of a sudden splits wide open, a lot of times it doesn't start bleeding until a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that made it look more genuine, to be honest. I did see what you say, and I went back and tried to check.
It's hard to tell.
There's no way he got 10 staples because he bladed wrong. Cody's not that much of an amateur.
Right. Yeah.
And again, wrestlers don't blade the back of their head. They blade their forehead, they blade the top of their head, sometimes they go down, sometimes they go across. I don't think Cody would have bladed the back of his head. And they showed pictures of the gash open.
Yeah, and the announcers...
That's a blade job, Pacey. He had a scalpel.
And the announcers said they thought they saw flesh hanging or something. I didn't see that, but...
The announcers, I love you all, and you said what all of us were thinking. Do not promote CTE in the middle of your fucking pay-per-view. You avoid that at all fucking costs. They talked about CTE every third fucking sentence. Oh my god. Yeah,
I'm missing out on something here.
The shit that made fucking chronic trauma. The thing that made fucking Benoit kill his kids. You know, when you get hit in the head and you get brain damage. CTE.
Oh, okay. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I was like in my own little world, like figuring things out.
Oh my god, they wouldn't shut up about it.
I'm really good at toning out announcers. I don't know.
But they need to shut up because that did not help the situation. I didn't think. Not them pushing it. Pasty, I gave this match a B+, and I'm only adding the plus for the story building at the end, even though I personally didn't agree with how they did it. I'm still interested.
Oh, Sean
in
Spears
story.
versus Cody is going to be fun.
Yeah. We got to move on. We got the Elite versus the Lucha Brothers. I'm going to try to go quickly through this. First thing I want to say, Pasty, love the Elite's outfit.
Wish Kenny Omega would have got his.
Picking Akuma is not the best.
The best part
choice
is that's not even like it's not a Fyter Fest spoof. Like, oh, it didn't. No, that was real. It didn't show up in time.
Yeah, so and Akuma just isn't the best pick. Like even people that play, other than people that are like really in, like I'm really into Street
I'm not,
Fighter,
so I didn't know. I knew who Matt and Nick were, but like
Akuma? Yeah,
is that the monster guy?
M. Bison would have been perfect. No, Akuma came out like in the third or fourth. It was right after Street Fighter 2, after all the turbos and all the remakes they did, and he was the person that trained Ryu.
I don't know.
And he was like the lead villain in that one. But yeah, don't do somebody that people don't know. Don't do somebody people don't know. But the costumes were awesome. He should have been M. Bison. The biggest miss to me, why not have the Luchas dress up as the Mortal Kombat ninjas? You could have Phoenix as Scorpion. You got the Fire Connection. You got Penta El Cerro as Sub-Zero. They're both Zero in their name. And put Laredo Kid as Reptile because he's just the third one. And you could have had Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, and they got the masks, and it would have been awesome. Why didn't they do that? I would have loved that. I think that was the biggest miss in this whole pay-per-view, was not doing a Street Fighter versus
Well, we've
Mortal
tried
Kombat
for years to get on WWE's creative team. Maybe we can get in with AEW here.
Maybe. What do you have to say about this match?
Honestly, I like this better than the last Bucks versus Bros match, just because the pacing was more on point, and I love seeing Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks working together. The entrance was cool. Yeah. The Batista shit was stupid. And I know that's one of big beef from your part, trying to be WWE.
That is. I put that on our Facebook page. Like, why did you copy a WWE moment? I get it, you had your one big pay-per-view and you went out there and said the shit you wanted to say and it's been building up, but let's get past it.
I mean,
if it was something that
Batista kind of did talk shit a little bit about AEW's not a viable alternative or whatever to...
But why even give him the credit of acknowledging him? Why not just go out there and make money and show him? Why not wait until Batista is asking to be on your roster or to be on your show? Like, that's how you get
I don't know.
back.
The saving grace was the Bucks had the interview after the show, and they had said that they want every event they do to feel like a party. And I guess, that works because it's fun. But it, from a business standpoint, it's not great. But it was, it's fun stuff. It wasn't nearly as effective as Cody smashing the fucking throne.
Right. I agree, 100%. Which I didn't like either, but I understood. I was on the edge of my seat this entire one. This was amazing. These teams worked great.
It was a
together.
lot of fun.
I thought this really put Laredo Kid on the map for myself and many
some
others.
Insane chain spots and just holy fuck. I can't even remember them offhand, but I remember my mind being blown out the back of my fucking skull.
Well, one thing I thought was great by the announcers. Let me just say this now: the commentators did so much better this time around than last time. I know they replaced the one guy with Golden Boy, who is actually a gaming announcer, and I thought he did better than the last guy they had at Double or Nothing. And I think Jim Ross did better this time around. Excalibur did better. I think the commentating is definitely
they're coming into it. They're coming into it, and like we said, it's going to take time. They got to work together for a while to feel each other out.
For sure, but the commentators I thought did a great job covering up for the slip that Nick Jackson had on the ropes, because he jumped up to the ropes and then he kind of slipped and he had to kind of re-jump up on there. But they made it sound like that gave the Laredo Kid time to climb up to the ring post and do a springboard Spanish fly to
but
ground.
what if he didn't slip though? What if he did stall because the timing wasn't right?
There was a springboard Spanish fly to the ground,
Pasty.
There was. Holy shit!
This was nuts.
Well, the truth is Laredo Kid waited for him to get his bearings, so it would have went. I think it would have went fine originally. But I thought that was good that they sold it.
And he caught himself well.
He did. But that being said, as I told you before we started recording, I need to say that this should have been the latest in an intense rivalry between the Bucks and the Bros, and to me, this lacked any intensity that I expected. That seemed to be a unifying thread to the show. I don't think anybody had a lot of intensity, but the intensity was there at Double or Nothing. Like, it felt like they were out for each other, but here it kind of felt like a handful of guys having a fun time wrestling each other, having a blast, but it felt more like an exhibition than an actual grudge match that was at the top of this.
Yeah, no, I get you there. But then again, it is a 6-man tag and not the actual rivalry. It is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
And also they gotta like build that Kenny Omega versus Pentagon match that's coming up, and
yeah,
I don't know. I had fun with it. It wasn't the best thing in the world, but it was definitely fun.
I gave it an A-. I thought
I'll
it was
take
great.
that.
I wanted more.
And folks, that's the end of our predictions for AEW Fyter Fest. In a moment, the lights are going to go out, and when they come back on, it will be unsanctioned.
Yes. Wait a second. We forgot to mention the horrible. What are the guys called during the Fatal 4-Way? Or not? No, during the Best Friends.
The fucking. Oh my god!
Which, by the way, they used to be the Super Smash Brothers, and they've joined. And Super Smash Brothers are amazing; they're great. But they have this gimmick, which could be good, and we've seen it at Double or
They need
Nothing.
to take less time to set it up.
But the lights went off, and they went off for like 90 seconds.
I took a nap
before they got everybody in place, and then they turned on, and there were all these masked guys of the. It's not the
you
Brotherhood.
Can't. If there's any wrestling fans out there like me, you can't. There's people drinking at these events, sometimes heavily. And for me, if I'm in a dark space, I tend to lose myself. And you can't have the lights off for 90 seconds when there's drunk people, folks.
And not only that, the guys surrounded the rings, then the lights went off again for about 90 fucking seconds, and then they were just gone and nothing happened.
It was dumb.
And I'm like, the Dark Order, that's what it's called. And I'm interested in the Dark Order. I love the Super
I'm more
Smash
interested
Brothers.
in the sequel to Dark Crystal.
But this could be. The Dark Order could be the sequel to Dark Crystal. But yeah, they screwed up that as well. I think they're not doing that well. All right, Pasty, continue on.
Yes. Now we're not sanctioned because the lights have went out and came back on. And we have a pretty nice hardcore match between Jon Moxley and Joey Janela, which pushed it pretty good, but I don't think it went as far as I had hoped. I figured Jon Moxley would be so excited to bleed, and he barely did.
These are two CZW veterans.
Of different eras.
Yeah,
this should have been fucking huge.
I expected more. I agree.
Maybe they had more crazy spots planned, but after the Cody thing, they're like, pump the brakes a little bit, boys.
I really liked it. I liked bringing out Thumbtacks twice because fans go fucking insane over Thumbtacks. I liked the atomic drop onto Thumbtacks. You don't see that enough.
The feet.
You always throw your opponent's back onto it or their shoulder. He literally drove his feet onto it. So every time he wants to stand up, he's feeling those Thumbtacks. That was cool. I liked that. I got down here, it lasted 20 minutes. Maybe they did a great job because it didn't feel like 20 minutes to me.
They had some good spots, and they did some good stuff with tables.
I honestly would have said it deserved to go longer than 20 minutes, but either way, they did the table spot. They did every spot you
barbed
expected.
Wire chair.
They had the barbed wire boards, all of that stuff. So, good for a hardcore match. We don't know how they're going to do hardcore matches in AEW going forward. We have had Tony Khan say on the TV show we're not going to do it at all. On the pay-per-views, we're doing a little more. So it's hard to gauge this as far as an AEW crowd, but since these are both veterans of CZW, if I'm gauging it on a CZW crowd, It's a C plus, maybe a B minus.